To create the collar shape, we do need to take a measurement of our neckline. In the Edit Pattern tool, you can highlight and select with Shift the lines that you'd like to measure. So I'm going to measure the front neckline and the back neckline. And that gives me a total value, if you look over here, of 7.236. I'm going to round up to 7.25, 7.25. And so my rectangle tool will be useful for creating the collar. With a left click, I'm going to put in 7.25 and a height of 3 inches, which is the height indicated on the drawing. From here, I'm in the wrong fabric. I'm going to switch my fabric. What I'd like to do is create a curve to that collar. And if you look at your drafting book, it does show how to do a proper draft for a collar. You can follow that if you like. You can also do this a little bit easier method, which results in a very similar collar, by using the fullness line tool. This one right here. When you hold down that key, you want to use fullness line, not fullness point. And you're going to select the 2 lines that are the top and the bottom of your collar. Okay. What this is asking now is to change the length. So if I change the first length, I'm not sure which line it's referring to. If I change it to 8, I can see it bends down. I'm going to actually go to the other end. And I don't want that side to bend. I want it actually to bend upward while keeping the bottom line the correct length. Okay, so this is not the length I want to change. I'm going to change that back to 7.25 to get my rectangle back. If I change this length, that's going to affect the length of my collar and how it attaches to my neckline, which I don't want to do. So let's change this line to be a little bit smaller. So let's go 7 inches. So that curves my collar upward, keeping the bottom length of my collar the same and maintaining 3 inches as a parallel distance between the top and bottom of my collar. So that works out really well. Okay, so that's a nice looking collar. And what I'm going to do now is unfold with symmetrical editing and sewing. And then I'm going to do my sewing. So again, as normal, I'm going to do my sewing from the front of my collar or my neckline to the back. In this case, if you look at the diagram, the collar does not go all the way to center front like most collars do. It instead starts on the sides of the button band. So that's where I'll begin my sewing. Using my free sewing tool, I'm going to do a first pass on my collar just to the center back. And then using a shift, I'm going to select the 2 lines on which those are going to be sewn, like that. And when I release the shift, it's going to add all my sewing points. Okay. Before I place this on my avatar, I do want a offset line to serve as a fold line. I'm going to offset as internal line at 3/4 of an inch here. And it's going to preview that line in red. Okay. And then the last thing I'm going to do before I simulate, I'm going to strengthen this. And I can do that either in the 2D or 3D window. So when I go over to my 3D window, to place that piece, I'm going to now do my arrangement points and place it on her neck. At this point, I'm going to hold off to do the finagling of the folding for another video.